Hey friends, I'm here with a beginner's tutorial for enchanters. This would be live server and the current state of EverQuest in 2022. If you're making a new enchanter, this would be the tutorial for you. I'm just going to try to keep it simple, but I do want to include things like trade skills, especially jewel craft. I actually had someone that had requested this in a comment a while back, and I just started seeing some of these comments again, like rereading some of the old ones, and I thought this is actually a cool idea for a video, and it does seem like my tutorial style videos do get more views. So here we go. I'm going to go with the Draken race, although an enchanter could be a dark elf, it could be a Eurodite, it could be a gnome, a high elf, a human, possibly a froglock. No, not a froglock. My bad. So yeah, but I'm doing a Draken. Let's go to enchanter, make sure I got that clicked. As far as deity goes, Drakens only worship Vashan. I'm going to customize her appearance real quick. You start with the heritage by picking the different dragon color. Going with the red dragon because I like red hair. There we go. I'm not a big fan of the eyes, these weird dragon looking eyes, but I don't have much of a choice with that. I have to go with what they offer, right? Then the detail, I always take one of the simpler ones. So here we go. I have the face I want. I gave her a name. I called her Saleya. And there it is. Now you can always go under here for advanced if you want to, remove some points from something and add it to something else. I'm pretty much okay with the stats that they chose. Although, I don't know. I could go with taking 5 from charisma and putting another 5 in intelligence. That way it's a little more even. I know enchanters need charisma for things. But these stats don't matter like they used to also, because we have that new Defiant armor that has a ton of stats on it. We will probably find some right away. There is also jewelry that has plenty of stats on it these days. Not like the jewelry we used to get that only had a +1 stat or a saving throw or something like that. So don't freak out as far as the advanced and distributing points. You could just go with whatever they give and you'll be fine. And we are going to start in the tutorial because it is just the easiest way to get acquainted with the game if you've been away for a while, because it's like a mini cosm of the game, and it also offers nice gear to get you started. So we're all set. We're happy with the name. We're happy with the class, the appearance, and Enchanter is selected. So let's hit Enter World. Oh, and the name is taken. Let's try it without the H. Hey, there we go. Okay, we are here in the starting spot with Arias. The very first thing I like to do is to fix the UI. So I go to Alt-O for options. I go to copy layout. And this is only going to be good if you already have the game installed previously. You played characters where you set up the UI to your liking. And instead of setting it up every time you make a new character, you could just hit all 3 of these buttons. So you copy the socials as well as everything else, and then you can find the character you want to copy from, which I'm going to try to find my other Enchanter and just copy their layout because I'm pretty happy with it. And you select it, and then it'll pop a little window. It says, you know, are you sure you want to proceed? And you hit yes. And it'll take a second, but then you will have the UI the way you want it. And you may still need to do a couple things, like click on the EQ key on the left bottom, because that's where mine ends up. And you know, just make sure you go to hotkeys and you open the windows that are supposed to be there. And I usually have these here. And this is a little bit backwards here. I usually have that one on top. You know, and if there's buttons you don't want there, you can pull them off by left click, hold, and it'll pop out, and then you could drag it out. Or you can right click on the bar itself and you could hit clear current buttons. But I don't want to clear all of them because I like to have the Throne of Heroes there, the lessons and stuff like that. So I'm pulling the ones that are useless currently off of there. I'm going to clear this whole bar though. It'll ask you to confirm, and just hit yes. So now we still have a couple things like hit Alt P and the party window will pop open. Alt B and the buffs window will open. And then Alt T and the target window will open. So that's good for now. Let's hail Arias, and he will give you the very first quest, and you just want to click escape, and you want to accept jailbreak. Alright, you could close the quest window. You run out here. Oh! Alt S. Hit Alt S also to open your spells window. Right? So you can give yourself that one little buff, and you can have your shallow breath if you want to use it. And then attack this kobold. I'm just leaving this window there for now because it is not really going to go away until I get into the actual beginning zone. You get the key, you loot it, you give it to Arias, and then you hit OK to say that you finished this stupid part of the tutorial. I kind of could do without this first little piece, you know, because it's just not that important. You don't get any gear from that part. Here's the part where you start getting gear. Go around and you hail everybody. Remember her. She gives you the sleeves, you know, and sleeves right away have some stats on them. You want to click on others to get her second quest. This guy, he just wants you to go and get his sword here from the water. And I could go through and read all the stuff that they say, but this is just so much quicker. You turn in the sword, he gives you this little mask. You can talk to Basher Alga about hot bars. Hit accept. And then you hail her, and she gives you all this information in this dialog box. You read it, you hit OK for each one, and it just tells you some of the stuff, how to start new hot bars and things like that. Cycling, drag and drop. And then once you're done, you get this free little totem that gives you a short little speed run buff. So you right click on it, it gives you 4 minutes of enhanced run speed. You go over here to Flutterwing, you can hail him, you can accept his quests, you could find his siblings, which they're basically just little dragon eggs that you get off of one of the bosses in Glooming Deep. You hail Soulbinder and you hit bind my soul, and that part's done. You go here to Prathin, you talk to him about grouping and communication, and again it comes up all in this convenient little window. You could use your mouse wheel to scroll down, like /G means you talk in the group, and just simple commands /shout, OOC, which OOC is a command that does not work on the Verona Vi server. I can even show you /OOC. I'll type in the word test. And if you look here at the bottom left, it says this chat command no longer functions on this server. Okay, so that's a thing. So once you go through all his stuff, you can move on to the next one. You talk to Elgist, Merc Liaison. He is the guy where you get your mercenaries from, so you can hail him and you accept his quest. And he explains the use of mercenaries, basically, like how they work and stuff like that. And then you would right click on them and you would select your mercenary and you would hire your mercenary. Now, I'm not going to hire a mercenary from him because I'm going to take a quick trip to Plane of Knowledge and hire my mercenary there, because I'm just not a fan of the human appearance for the mercenaries. They just look so dull. You go here to Absor, weapons guy. You give him the dagger, your starting dagger, because if you look, it's at 324 damage delay, and he will improve it a little bit for you. I think he sharpens it or something. So it says sharpens dagger now. You right click, it says 322. So it's a little bit faster than it was. And he explains sort of what he did and everything. So there's that. You talk to this dark elf sitting on the floor. She wants these mushrooms. You go and you grab a mushroom, or you can get one out of that barrel by opening the barrel. So let's run back here. Let's give her her mushroom because she wants to do drugs and have a bad trip. Let's go here to the scribe and talk about achievements. We'll hail him. We'll accept his quest. And then if you just wait a second, or I think you hail him. Okay, you hail him a second time, and this other stuff pops up. He talks about achievements. He talks about possibly the hero's journey. Yeah, he talks about hero's journey, expansion stuff, and just a bunch of stuff. He has a lot of interesting information. I'm not going to go through it all. You can read it when you do his quest. I'm running through a lot of this quickly because I want to get to the important enchanter related stuff. Then you hail the merchant, so that task stage is complete. You go to the banker, you can hail the banker and talk, they'll explain a few things to you that you can read. You can grab that other empty backpack if you have anything in the shared bank that would benefit your character. You can go and look around there and grab some things. Like here is a dagger that I can use, so let's use that dagger instead. The rest is not really... oh, here we go. We got a few potions I can grab. That are usable at level 1. So we've got that stuff. We hailed the banker. We go over here to writing spells. We hail him. He will say some things. You just got to click on blessed. He gives you a free spell. He also buffs you with a really nice health buff. So you go through all the stuff he says. You go and you open up your spell book and you can memorize this other spell, which is just minor illusion, but hey, it's a free spell. You go to these beginner quest guys or beginner missions, you hail them, you accept their first mission. They each only give you one to start with because you're level 2. As soon as you hit level 3, they'll give you more, so you can run back to them again. You hail Arias, and that part is complete. Close that window. As you see, I got a little skull charm, and the little skull charm gives you 5 strength, 5 stamina, 5 intelligence, 5 wisdom, 10 hit points, 10 mana. Always good to take any little, benefit that you can get starting off. Speaking of benefits, here is where I'm going to use Throne of Heroes, which if you don't have it on there, you can click on Alt Advancement and go to Special. And if your account is older like mine, you have a few extra things here that are already available. One of them is Throne of Heroes, and you can you see it here. You click hotkey, and you make a hotkey, and you move it there, and I already have it there. So let's click that, and that is basically like a gate or a teleport spell that puts you in the guild lobby in POK. And I'm going there to acquire my mercenary and maybe get a couple things to help me speed through the tutorial to get to the important parts of this character, like trade skills.